Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, just getting some cards ready. I asked what this conversation was going to be about, and what I heard is codes activated, gifts are turning on. So, seems like amazing things are about to happen. Okay, Michael says Michael says be transparent. Typically when codes turn on and gifts go active, if it's going to be something where it's a really elevated gift, it usually requires tremendous amounts of frequency. That means there's a high likelihood in order for these codes to turn on. Those whose codes will be turning on must go through trauma-induced accretion. And you'll be fine. That's my mindset. You'll be fine. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. All right. I can't even today. No. I'm just going to put my hat on. I'm going to put my hat on because I'm just going to infuse my hat with blocking energy. Okay, hold on. Let me also go ahead and change this real quick. Yeah. Okay. I just had to change that real quick. So let's get started because I have class and your girl ain't got time today. I don't have time today. Okay. Oh, let's see. Oh, okay. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. I don't know about y'all, but some FOG rolled through where I am, and now I'm coughing up what appears to be tar. My lungs are feeling ooh. Okay, so these cards, codes activated, gifts are turning on. One of the things that you guys also have to understand is that as you go through an ascension mechanic this intense, in order for these types of codes to turn on, yes, you're probably going to have to experience trauma induced accretion, 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 not secretion. You're probably going to have to experience that kind of stuff. But here's the thing. When you go through that, your protection is very elevated. So there's something that's trying to access you, trying to reach you. This card is homecoming in reverse. It's not going to be allowed to reach you. It's not going to be allowed to reach you, so you don't have to worry about any of that. You just have to really be present as you go through whatever it is that you're needing to go through. Alchemist in reverse. So this is telling me that there's nothing you need to change about this process. For some of you might feel like, oh my god, I need to change this, I need to make sure I avoid this, I need to make sure I interfere. And that's really just not true. That's not true. Your higher self is letting you know right now, whatever this process is, it's something that absolutely needs to happen for you and your benefit. Can I just grab some old trauma from the past since I don't want new trauma? Um, well, that's the thing, Butter Lily. Good morning, by the way. That's the thing. It is going to be old trauma. That's going to be vibrate. Your entire field is going to be vibrated. Agitated is the better word. It's going to be agitated to the degree that things that have settled all the way down to the bottom, it's going to rise back up. And here's the thing. For some people, it's almost this sense that you've developed a callus over that old trauma. So it doesn't seem as upsetting. It doesn't seem as traumatic. It's something where it's like, okay, I've dealt with that before. I'll be fine. I know what to do this time. I'm going to be very upfront. Okay. Well, let's be very upfront here. You're going to experience it at the same degree of intensity as when it first happened. So it's going to feel like new trauma. All the trauma that you're going to experience is actually connected to old trauma. And the reason why old trauma is going to be utilized is because your soul has already allowed that to percolate. And now it's perfectly calibrated to be the most effective way to trigger the absolute caca out of you down to your core. Yeah, it's not going to be fun, but it's going to be worth it because after that process is done, your magic, your magic and your light, it's going to be increased. It's going to be something so ridiculously profound. And you're going to be like, wow, I did not realize. It's going to be okay. Excuse me. So, this second set of 3 cards is confirming my interpretation of the first 3. So, whatever is hurtful, harmful to you, like intentionally, I'm talking about intentional malignancy. People who don't want you to succeed, people who want harm to come to you. Hmm. Mihai, are you sufficiently recovered? Thank you, by the way, for your love and your protection consistently. I'm asking you for something. I want you to track down anyone secretly plotting to harm me in this time. Bring Arkai. Bring the entire might of my former empire. Show no mercy. And allow what you do to correct to be reverberated through 7 generations after them. It is a decree. You don't have to kneel. Bring Arkai and the Elder Andarans. The foolery needs to stop. As a matter of fact, K33CP. For all my students, previous and current, who are here on this live stream, your armor and quite a bit of war code is going to be activated right now. Mihai, wake and activate my Imperial Guard. This time I will not be touched. I will not fight, nor will I be touched. Reverberate all the consequence through 7 generations. And if that doesn't stop, deconstruct their mitochondria. Yes, I understand. It will allow for disease to take root. Yes, that is their choice. People need to be held and bound to the choices they make at this point. That is their choice. I will no longer waste my time or energy dealing with things that are beneath me. If I'm to return to my rightful place, codes activated, I must begin conducting myself as the Empress that I've always been. An Empress does not go to war. She decrees it. Go. There is a hex and a banishing taking place. There is a hex and a banishing taking place. From me, absolutely not. Whatever is being attempted, there's a choice you need to make. Will you continue in those same cycles? Will you continue in those same cycles, or will you step out of it and allow your team to do what your team is here to do? Support you in your process, facilitate specific things. Because if you don't allow the team that's here to do what facilitates your growth, your return to your rightful place within your life, within your purpose, then I mean, all that creative energy is being drained. There's an energetic siphoning that's happening. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I have absolutely noticed an incredible uptick in demonic activity. I've absolutely noticed this. People who've already been made aware, I want absolutely nothing to do with you. Do not come around me. You and your energy absolutely disgusts me. There's a consistent attempt in the last few days, random people from way back yonder trying to come forward, trying to be part of my space, my circle, my whatever it is. No. As a matter of fact, as embarrassing as it is, because I'm transparent, I'm not just honest, I'm transparent. There's a difference between the two. Honest is when you're confronted with a direct question and you have to admit something that maybe you wanted to withhold. Transparent is when you give the information willingly in an honest manner because it's pertinent information for the people involved to be able to make decisions that they are needing to make. So not only am I honest, I'm also transparent. As I was in my sanctuary yesterday with my congregation, and we were speaking in depth about certain things. Here comes a person who's been told on a public live stream before, like I've told you in the past, I don't want anything to do with you. Get off of my live stream. I'm very upfront. I'm very, very upfront at this point. There are certain things I will allow, certain things I will not allow. And as more of my code goes active, as more of my purpose comes front and center, I am less and less hesitant because I'm no longer apologetic about my boundaries and my needs being disrespected. Now I'm no longer hesitant either. And I think we need to reach a point where not only are we giving ourselves the permission, the space, and the opportunity to really enforce these boundaries that we know are important, that we know are crucial, but also being no longer hesitant. Like, oh, should I do this? Absolutely, you should. Do what? I don't know. But if it's popping in your head and you know it comes from your heart as a communication from your soul, yes, you absolutely should. You absolutely should. For those of you sensitive to energy, you're going to feel a massive uptick of frequency. You might even start to feel dizzy and like the room is kind of shaking and some reverberations. Mm. It's like a rhythmic. I would go so far as to describe it as a sensation of the earth rumbling under the precise military stomping of a massive imperial guard. It's a beautiful energy. It's extremely formidable. It's a very, very beautiful energy. So, Autumn, if you allow this process to take place, then by autumn, you will have all of the signs and evidence that you need that your codes have gone active, that you are now actively receiving access to your gifts, gifts that you might have thought are no longer active, that you might have thought are no longer accessible to you. So just be ready for that, okay? Um Hold the phone. Don't know, someone's attempting to access my Amazon. Let me send it to my family for whoever is trying to log on. Okay, there you go. Oh, I like this. I like this a lot, actually. Okay. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Okay. No, it's fine, though. It's fine. This is for purpose. This is not for foolery or fuckery. This is like straight divine purpose. It's serving a very specific role in your development. So, first and foremost, card number 29, seeing the true you. So you're going to have to face a shadow. You're going to have to face a shadow mirror, something that is of the shadow that can help to effectively and efficiently reflect back to you the truth of who you are, how you are, the person you are, right? So that's what's going to be happening. I think for some of you, this involves shadow work. For others of you, this involves people who operate within the density and distortion of malignant shadow. There's differences and gradations in shadow. Not all shadow is intrinsically evil. Some people are just demonic as fuck. Not even joking. Some people are just demonic as fuck. And if you refuse to see yourself, to look into that dark mirror, to see yourself, and yes, it has to be a dark mirror because a dark surface is what allows for the reflection to occur at the surface level. So if you're going to refuse to take a good hard look at yourself, not to attack yourself, not to see how you're messing up, but just to see who you are and how you've developed. If you refuse to do that, then life will bring someone who's a dark mirror, someone who probably has malicious, malignant intentions towards you, someone who probably is presenting, oh, sorry, someone who's probably presenting themselves as a friend, as a supporter, as somebody who loves you, but they really are not. They want proximity to you in order to have access to you, in order to better keep tabs on you. Like when you feel something's off, believe it. You're not being a B, you're not being an A, you're not being anything outside of intuitively guided. There's this one person who I really don't care to name because they're just yuck. But I knew from the start like something was off, just off. And I couldn't bring myself to try and figure out why. But it was kind of just like, I'm just going to stay back. Usually, when I feel something is off, usually when I feel something is off, that's the very thing that causes me to rush forward and be like, oh my God, I'm being such a B. Let me give you a chance. I'm sure you're such a good person. We need to be besties. Like, bitch, sit the fuck down. Stop that shit. I had to tell myself that a few times. So when this person came forward, I was just like, mm. My literal reaction. And then it's like, I'll play along. I'll play along. Let's see where this goes. And then this person decided to, like a blood sucking leech, try and latch on to any person that they saw me seemingly have some elevated connectivity to on live streams. And I've seen this behavior before. They privately reached out and tried to initiate friendships with them to really insert themselves into my inner circle. But here's the thing, my inner circle, I almost never even acknowledge them on live streams. No one knows who my best friends are. No one knows who my trusted circle is. Why? Because it's sacred to me. Mhm. So I had that feeling and I listened to it. I didn't immediately just cut them out and, um, you know, I didn't allow myself to enter into a space of reactivity, but I observed very closely. And I've seen this cycle play out multiple times in my time being publicly visible. It didn't take long. It didn't take long at all to see exactly this person's intentions. They really thought they had infiltrated my inner circle, which I don't even talk to these people. Once in a great while, maybe we'll exchange a message or so, but I don't really talk to these people. Yeah. And it's amazing what happens when you begin to listen to the guidance of your soul. You are able to avoid the bullshit. This particular circumstance, that person was removed by their own doing fast. It was fast. I was like, damn, you a fucking overachieving demon, aren't you? You just couldn't help it. You didn't even enter into what you were trying to enter into yet. You barely got one toe in there and you just wilded the fuck out. That's that's nutty. That's nutty. And all I had to do, hands off, back up. Everything about me and the way I function is already structured in such a way where you will not access me. You won't. And some people who don't understand how to appropriately and responsibly be publicly present, publicly visible to the world, they will say, oh, because you're just trying to protect yourself. Why the fuck would I not protect myself? I would have to be stupid to have the history that I have of person after person after person absolutely maltreating me, using me, and not learn. I need to protect myself and back up. There needs to be layers and levels of buffer zones. Like, no, I'm not a celebrity. Are you crazy? Celebrities will be like, "Oh, hi. Hey, yeah, let's take a picture." I'm not a celebrity. I'm a regular ass person. I just have to happen to be uh, publicly visible. You see, some people like to be victims. They like to put themselves in situations where there's the potentiality of being victimized because then it's like, yay, I get to play the role, the caricature. Not me. Not me. I'm sorry that I'm not sorry. You have to make sure you have these layers and levels of protection, buffer zones that prevent the unnecessary from actually accessing you. You have to. That's your responsibility. to yourself. It has to stop. You have to stop trusting people who were never trustworthy to begin with. What has that person done to earn your trust? I thought I had to just trust everybody and give them a chance until they show me why I shouldn't trust them. That's the very logic that opened me up to 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021 too, and 2022. 7 years. 7 years of struggling to learn this lesson. Now I realize I never had trust issues. I had a depth of awareness of people's secret, covert, concealed intentions towards me. And I kept convincing myself that I was just being mean. I was being a bitch. What's bitchy about understanding what isn't being said? Am I accusing someone? No, I just understand what you're not willing to tell me. I've been this way my whole life. I'm damn good at reading people, but I like to tell myself that I know, maybe I'm just having a bad day. Maybe I'm in a bad mood. No, babe, no. I know when I'm in a bad mood. I don't have to wonder. I'm like, damn, I'm in a bad fucking mood, right? Stop trying to convince yourself you don't have the level of awareness that you actually have about yourself and about other people's intentions towards you. When you allow yourself to recognize, and this is what I had to do to give myself permission to be able to move more efficiently, effectively, and healthily through my own process. I had to tell myself, I'm sure they're a really good person. I'm sure they're very sweet, loving, loyal, kind, trustworthy, all these amazing things. I'm sure they're that, but they're not going to be that towards me. Given enough time, I know this is going to end badly. So let me just walk away. Let me just leave this alone. See, now I'm not being mean. I'm acknowledging they probably are a good person to the people that they're good to. But this is not going to be that. It's not. There's just something about me that people think they can take advantage of me. That's because I'm kind. I'm kind. I have genuine compassion. I have genuine concern. And for some people, they see that, unfortunately, as a weakness. They see that and they assume that you can be easily manipulated, you can be easily used. And I don't know that you can. I think it's more of a case of you allow. It's not about blame, it's about recognition of why these cycles continue. I had to allow myself to see I was allowing it. I was allowing. Right? It doesn't make me a bad person. It doesn't make me weak. But now that I see how all of this is getting in and accessing me, I can close that off. Okay. So you have to see the true you, right? Once you see the true you and the ways in which you function in your life, you can begin making the necessary adjustments. And once those adjustments are implemented and sustained for some period of time, you can then begin to actively become aware of the different types of gifts and potentialities that are being returned back to you by soul. What you want wants you. And for some toxic people, because I know some toxic people are watching this and we'll watch this again later. Obsessed much? Anyways, for some toxic people, what you want wants you is not what you're going to try and manipulate my statement to be. Want and domination are kind of not the same thing. So if you think that what you're trying to dominate wants to be dominated by you, you're full of shit and you're toxic and leave that person alone. And if that person is me, 10 times leave me alone. I want nothing to do with you. Absolutely nothing to do with you. Just for clarity. So Against the grain, for many of you who are going to go through this process, it's going to take several months, right? But it's going to be initiated very, very soon. Oh, I'm suddenly cold. This is going to be initiated very, very soon. And with this, against the grain, you're going to feel like large portions of you are being shed. When you sand something against the grain, it takes off much more than if you sand it with the grain. Sanding it with the grain is more of like polishing it, smoothing it out, making sure any scratches or anything like that are removed. Against the grain, you want to reshape whatever you're sanding, you're going to go against the grain. So this process is being done to help reshape you. It's time for you to allow and to let go of the very things that have been unnecessary bulk, unnecessary mass. These are things that have prevented you from fitting through doorways that were designed for you. Ooh, damn. The gravity of that, the unnecessary armor, the heavily thickened emotional armor that you've been wearing because you have consistently been entering and staying in environments that have been malignant towards you. It's caused you to need to develop calluses to protect you, a thickening of your shields, right? Well, that very thing that you're using to protect you is the very thing that's preventing you from fitting through doorways that lead to the pathways that take you back to the greatness that you actually are. It's time. You have to trust yourself, inner trust. You have to trust yourself to guide yourself, right? Trust yourself to guide yourself. Trust yourself to receive that guidance directly from soul. Whatever I talk about in my videos, they're really intended to just be a secondary confirmation to what your soul has already told you. It's not something new. So, this is what I suggest, and you're definitely free to receive my words and videos in whatever way you choose. What I suggest is anything that kind of reverberates in you, you're like, whoa, I was just thinking about this morning. Or, oh my gosh, I was talking to someone about this yesterday or last night, or, whatever it is. Something that's already been presented to you. And it's like, how the hell does she know? Oh my gosh, this is so weird. Like, this was just on my mind, that message is for you. The message is for you. It's for you. Your soul brought you here to hear that as another confirmation, to further amplify the reverberation of truth that's already existing inside you. I know quite a few of you really take into heavy consideration some of the things that I say and my perspective, my opinions. And it's like this thing of sometimes when you really don't want to hear what your soul is telling you, your soul will bring you to something that I've said, some type of quote, some portion of a video, because you already trust me and I have no interest in dominating you. Your soul will be like, listen, she's going to give you the message. Just listen. And then you're going to be like, okay, Emmy always gives me the message that I need. And you'll hear it and you'll be like, oh my God, yes. And soul will be like, I fucking told you already. And I'm like, hey, I'm not in this. I'm not in this argument between you and soul. And that's how it works. That's how it works. I'm simply sharing my perspective. And these cards are keeping my focus on the very message and train of thought that's coming. Well, that's a lie. Being given to me directly by soul. That's it. What am I trying to say? That you are so fucking divinely guided. You need to stop playing this game with yourself, that you don't know, you don't understand, that you are lost, you are confused. It's okay for you to have these moments where you think that and you feel that, because it's in those moments your soul is having you experience the polar opposite of the reality of how guided, how protected, how loved you are. I mean, earlier in this video, for those who were not present, I had to pause for a moment because I was made aware that there's going to be another attempt to very, very negatively, very, very, very negatively, physiologically affect me. Another round of motherfucking attempts using witchcraft, root work, and all sorts of other fucking things to try and unalive me. I don't give a fuck. And some might be like, "Oh my god, Emmy, what?" Y'all, y'all don't even realize how many times people have tried to use black magic stuff to unalive me. It's no biggie. So what did I do? I recognized my soul was pulling me to an opposing polarized position so that I can choose to activate this part. And what did I do? I activated my Imperial Guard. I will not repeat the same mistakes that I made in previous existences. I will not be left unshielded and unprotected. And I honestly never am. I tell them, I've got this, stay back. That's what I do. Not anymore. Not anymore. I have imperial things that must be attended to. I will not be distracted. I will not be derailed. I will not even be delayed in any way. So, whatever must be done must be done. And they will be the ones to choose the intensity of the correction. But I give the full green light. Very vibrant, seen from various levels of elevation in a 360-degree way. I'm done. On a whole nother level, through a whole nother time and existence, I am done. Done with the games, done with the attempts. I'm done. Am I angry? No, not at all. None of that will reach me. None of that will reach my household. None of that will reach my inner circle. None of that will do anything to me or anyone that matters to me. As a matter of fact, a second imperial decree. For those who attempt intentional malignancy towards me, may the person who means the most to you be the only one that receives the entire totality of your effort. And if they perish, may you know their demise is on you. Some would say that's fucked. Absolutely. For me, no. Because all you have to do is not be a piece of shit. That's all. As a matter of fact, Soul has been telling me to create a video for TikTok, teaching people how to very quickly, very cheaply protect themselves from witchcraft. I was told 2 nights ago. I'll make that video. Yes, I'll make that video. It would be very easy. I'm very good at baneful magic. I use it for protection. Just one video, and it will be a baneful ward. I'll teach y'all how to do it. And you probably will already have these things on hand in your home. I will teach you how to protect yourself for free. And this baneful ward, it will carry with it the imperial edict. What is attempted on you will only work down to the depth of their core, to the very person that they care about the most. You don't have to do anything. It is time to correct the wickedness. It's time. May everything that must be lost by the wicked ones be lost efficiently as a show of compassion to help them learn once and for all what fucking lane they should stay in. And if they don't know, it's your own lane. Stay in your own lane. Yes. Conscious connections. So for some of you, part of the gifts that we'll be activating are gifts that require a secondary consciousness. And this is someone you might know they exist, you might not know they exist. There is a coming together that's happening at this point. I think for most of you, you probably have no idea who this is because what do you feel? But it's in reverse. So this is telling me you're largely oblivious to who this is. Excuse me. And you might be like, well, Emmy, if I don't know who it is, how am I going to find them? They're already with you. That connection was never severed. There was a sedation code that was run through to keep you guys unaware of each other's existence. For those that will need this secondary individual, you'll begin to feel this longing for something, someone, some type of change. You don't know. You're looking for something, something is missing. It's not necessarily a romantic feeling, but just this undeniable discontent. Like you feel like there's something you need. It's like if you've already had dinner, you know, maybe an hour or two ago, and you're not exactly hungry, but you just kind of want something. Is it a dessert? What type of dessert? Do you just want something salty? Do you like, what is it? I don't know. Is it just me? Is that a Piscean thing? I'll tell my husband, I'm hungry. And he'll be like, what do you want to eat? I don't know. Why are you asking me things like that? And he'll be like, you want me to figure out what you want to eat? Yes, that's why I told you I'm hungry. He'll be like, okay, do you want tacos? No, why are you going to ask me about tacos? Do you want Thai food? No. What type of Thai food? And he'll be like, fucking tell me what you want. I don't know. It's your job to figure that out. I have absolute big back energy. I do. I can. I have no lap. A little bit. My scapula is still stuck. It's okay. Nah, no, I can't do it. Fucking sucks. That's okay. All right, so let's see. Ooh. Ooh. Whatever's going to happen, you're not going to be happy about it. It's just part of the process. Okay. I know. I heard that exhale. Don't be breathing like that near me. Let me just drink some water. Hmm. All right. So, there's stuff okay, let me show you this picture upright. This right here Y'all have to be careful right here, right? Right here. You guys have to be careful about the person who's trying to present themselves as though they are from the light. You know, a lot of demonics are made of light. Yeah. Yeah. They are going to present themselves as though they are made of light, that they come from the light. They're an emissary of the light, 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 right? They're actually trying to find a way to get their tentacles on you. Y'all got to really be careful about listening to these people on social media, especially who are speaking a lot of this woo woo. You know, you never see them have any change in their emotion, in in their candor. You know, like they're always like, "Hello, my brothers and sisters. How are you this fine morrow?" Like, what the fuck? Uh, mm. Okay. They need to stop their drama. For real. Y'all need to just stay in your own lanes and not allow any of that. You know what I'm saying? Just yeah. Um mm, mhm. It just needs to stop. 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 Okay? Don't participate in any of that. Oh, I need my other fingers. Damn. I didn't bring it into my office. I have different types of fingers available. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, anyways, that's going to be happening as these types of individuals try their best. And there's quite a few if you look at the image. So, this is the primary one, right? This is the most vocal, but they have their little flying monkeys right in there, right? So, there's a lot of this stuff happening. It's already started. It's already started. So just know you're going to be receiving messages directly from your higher self, your whole entire head. The messages are going to come all the way around your head. Okay, you going to feel it. So let the messages come in. I'm going to give you guys a little word of advice. Okay. Um, Here's the thing. Um, People think that if they feel tingles, vibrations, or whatever in their belly, if they feel butterflies, that it's a sign. It's absolutely a sign, but not the sign that you think. Your soul is telling you, Molly, you in danger, girl. Yeah, that's what your soul is telling you, Molly, you in danger, girl. You know what I'm saying? Um, General rule of thumb: anything from your low heart down, be extra careful. The lower it is, the higher the likelihood that your soul is giving you advance notice to leave that alone. Leave it alone. Do not interact with it. Do not interact with them. No. Okay. From the heart space on up, you get tingles there. Boo. I know. I know. You kind of nervous. Your soul wants you to experience it. Your soul wants you to experience it. It might be something pleasurable, it might not, but this is something that's going to help you to grow in your understanding, acceptance, embrace, and love of yourself. It's going to expand your awareness. It's going to make you more aware of how powerful you actually are. So make sure you listen to your body. Okay. Michael, you're going to scare people if I tell them that. Okay, you guys, I'm being told to tell you this. This might not apply for everyone, but whoever needs to know this, you'll feel something. So here's the thing. People often ask me, and I don't always share this information just because I'm aware of how it can really freak people out. It's very common when your eye keeps jumping, like it's been jumping, twitching, for a very long time. I'm not talking about just twitching for the last 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes. I'm talking about like, bro, my eye's been twitching for a couple hours already. It won't stop. It's been twitching all day long. It won't stop. You know what's happening? You've been exposed to vuril. It's trying to enter your eye. And the twitching, that is the vuril accessing energetic pathways, which are inadvertently triggering activity within that muscle. It's a bioelectric process that's taking place, and it's activating the muscle twitch. It's a parasite. It's a parasite. So, if y'all's eyes start twitching, you just cup it, block the access, cup it. Like, no, not my eye. Vuril likes to go in through the eye. It is. It's a genome project from 2M. That's why it goes for the eye, because the eye, physically, it's vulnerable. Etherically, it's also vulnerable. It causes frequency to bypass your auric shielding and be pulled in order for your brain to process the information. So 2M has long since, for a very long time, antediluvian times, it already figured out how to easily breach an auric shield, breach your auric defenses by way of the natural function of your organs and organ systems. But it's one of those things. So for some, you don't want to surrender to what your soul is telling you. That's fine, but you're going to be accessible to things. And no, I know already people are gonna like try and use this information that I'm saying is like, oh, she's fear mongering. I already said it's fine. You need to experience whatever you need to experience. So do whatever you're gonna do. For others of you, you don't want to believe that you're being divinely guided. You don't want to believe that these attempts to access you are already happening. Well, maybe they're not happening. If you have, how would I put this? If you're not one of the people who are in the process of retrieving the access to your gifts that have been in an idle state most of your life, you're not going to be accruing the amount of frequency that's needed to dilate those pathways to retrieve those gifts. So, yeah, no, the parasitic things are not interested in you. It's the truth. Some people are going to be offended that I said that. Well, it's the truth. Not everyone is going to be affected by this because not everyone is going to have the amount of frequency and potentiality that would draw parasitic things to you. So, For those of you who do have extremely high potential, for those of you who are heavily gifted and don't even realize, I mean, you don't need to know you're gifted to be gifted. I had no idea that I could understand if I'm in a specific frame of mind, I can understand and read Sumerian. I can read cuneiform text. What the fuck? I was like, since when? I guess since the times of Sumeria. I don't know. Y'all, I was writing portions of my book and I'm like, these words are coming to my mind. And I'm like, what the fuck does this mean? It's fucking Sumerian. I was like, and it's used in the right way too. And I was like, oh, well, can we make Aramaic next? Because that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You don't have to know these types of abilities exist for it to exist. It just kind of is, right? It just kind of is. My sister's autistic child is 5 and he can speak other languages he's never been taught. He didn't need to be taught. He lived those lives. He lived in those regions. That's beautiful. I love that. I love that. Okay, so intuition. Your intuition is going to guide you. You're going to just intuitively know, but intuitively knowing is not the same as blindly trusting your soul. There's only one thing in life you should blindly trust, and that's your soul. So do something about it. Let me get one final card. All right. You guys ready? Final card. Instruction from soul is coming. All right. Give me 1 second. John, you like Jesus songs? You like Jesus songs? Yeah? Okay. I'm not going to sing one. Why are you here if you're scared? Ooh. I like this. Completion. All right. Let me hurry up because I got to get to my class. Well, did I already set up my class? I did. Who was a responsible big girl today? Me. Mm-hmm. 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 You think you at a karaoke bar? Is that what you think this is? That you can request songs and I will sing them to you? What you think this is? Anyways, hello, Empress. Here's the card. Card number 7, drink from the Emerald Fountain. Ooh, hey, girl. Look at her. Look at that. Okay. Looks like she's getting ready to manhandle John. Mm-hmm. Does she look amused, John? Does she look amused? No, huh? Right. Anyways, let's see. Thank you for volunteering. Okay, anyways, the divine feminine is encouraging of the awakening and empowerment of all living beings. When a sincere seeker is trying to find the way through, there is much help sent. It makes sense to be open to receive it. Indeed, to step forward and drink from the emerald fountain, which is the unconditionally loving heart chakra of Kuan Yin. Allow yourself to be nourished by the power and love of the Divine Mother flowing to you now. There is nothing to be gained in making life more difficult than it needs to be, other than unnecessary stress or perhaps the learning that isn't as much fun as this way. Hold on one second. Uh, Let me just go ahead and mute. Go ahead. Sorry, I muted the wrong person. Not diggity down. I'm so sorry. Darnia. Darnia. Hold on. My bad, you guys. Whoever I muted, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to mute you. I was attempting to mute John. All right. There's nothing to be gained in making life more difficult than it needs to be, other than unnecessary stress or perhaps the learning that isn't as much fun this way. At this time, you're going through a time of important spiritual growth. Your higher self has set a spiritual schedule and is planning on being a certain destination in time and space to set events into motion, to benefit from synchronicities, and to be able to live out its divine purpose in the physical world, too. So, this is confirmation. This is confirmation of all the things that we've been talking about in this live stream. Okay. The soul is very resourceful and is calling for divine help in getting to its destination on time. When you allow yourself to be helped, great reserves of support become available to you. Your soul is strengthened and nourished by the loving heart of the Divine Mother. As it is filled with love from the emerald fountain, it can flow through you and you feel happier, more balanced, content, and peaceful. The more you allow yourself to be assisted, the more you will feel detached and trusting. You will find fewer problems actually arise for you. And when they do, you might be surprised just how swiftly they are resolved, sometimes with only a small amount of effort on your part. You don't need to necessarily do this major, massive show of power or um, effort or attempt. Sometimes you just need to let your team handle business. Business. Okay. Um, This is the benefit of allowing your divine forces greater than us individually to nourish and support us. We allow the loving power much greater than our individual consciousness to do the heavy lifting, and our soul path unfolds more joyfully and more quickly. It is doing without doing. You are at a point on your path where you need support to rise up and break through. You are invited to drink from the emerald fountain, to accept the love pouring endlessly from the heart chakra of the Divine Mother, as it would greatly benefit you, even in ways that are not yet as part of your conscious awareness. May your spiritual thirst be satisfied, and may you be supported and assisted by the Mother Divine. All right, y'all, things just got weird. Things just got really weird right now. Not in a bad way, just in like, what are you doing? Get up type way. Hmm. For what? Why? Anyways, Michael says I have to share. All of a sudden, Miss Marlene is over here in full armor, full war regalia. And she is genuflexed. She is kneeling on one knee with her hands on her sword, forehead to the hilt. Yeah, no, she's like just bowing right here. And she's like, let me know what I must do. For what, bro? Stop it. Stop it. She's basically asking, what degree of authority do I give her to protect and defend? Whatever you need to do, girlfriend. Whatever you want to do, need to do, whatever it is. You could do whatever you like. Yeah. So I'll be live later today, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, to do the expedites. This is where I do energy work on you guys, readings, scans, whatever it is. To get more info on what's available tonight, the time, links, click on this QR code or the link in the comment. If you're on TikTok, simply go to my bio. There is a link there. Click on that and look for that image, the Soul Work Special image, and then click on that. And you'll be able to see everything. To the person attempting to use pins on a puppet that you're using to represent me, uh, which person in your life should we make feel it? Oh, I don't care to know. Just know that that's who's going to receive it. You're welcome. Anyways, I must go. I'm preparing for class. Thank you guys so much for sharing this space with me. I will see you again very soon. Very, very, very soon. Hopefully tonight. Hopefully. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Ooh, my alarm's going off. Class. Bye, everybody.